Every morning at 6:45 a.m. sharp, before the city woke up and before most lights turned on, a quiet old woman walked into a small roadside diner. Her clothes were simple, her shoes slightly worn, and her silver hair wrapped neatly in a bun. She always chose the same seat, table number 7, near the window. And every morning, Mira, a young waitress working double shifts to save for college, greeted her with the same warm smile. Most customers rushed, demanded, complained, but the old woman never did. She spoke softly, always ordered just a cup of tea and a plain toast, and thanked Mira like she had been given a feast fit for royalty. Some mornings, Mira noticed the woman's hands shaking. Some days she seemed more tired, her breathing heavy, her eyes distant, as if she carried a past too heavy for her fragile frame. So when Mira's manager rolled his eyes seeing her again and whispered, "Don't waste time on customers who don't tip big," Mira ignored him and came running anyway. She would fill her cup before it emptied, adjust the chair for her, and even step outside to call a taxi for her when her knees looked weak. One particularly cold morning, the woman came in soaked from the rain. Mira rushed to her, wrapped her in her own scarf, and brought her warm soup instead of tea. "But child, I didn't order." "You don't have to. Just eat. Please." The woman's eyes glistened, her lips trembling as she whispered, "The world forgot kindness, but you didn't." From then, they spoke more. The old woman noticed Mira sketching designs in her order notebook between tables. "You draw beautifully. It's fashion design. I want to study one day." Mira blushed, hiding the pages. "Why one day? I'm saving money. Life is slow." The old woman nodded knowingly, as if she had once fought a war against life too. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. They became each other's quiet morning routine. Until one day, the old woman didn't arrive. Or the next day. Or the next. Mira's heart sank, worry replacing routine. Then on the fourth morning, the diner door swung open. People gasped. 4 tall bodyguards in suits entered, followed by 2 lawyers holding thick folders. Everyone froze. Whispers filled the air. Were they here for the owner? The customers? Police? No. They stopped in front of Mira. "You are Mira Khan?" one lawyer asked. "Yes," she muttered, confused and trembling. "The madam requests your presence immediately." "Madam?" Mira blinked. But she already knew. Her heart raced. The old woman, who was she really? Before she could breathe, one bodyguard stepped forward, handed her a sealed envelope with a gold emblem. Inside was a handwritten note. "Come. It's time I return your kindness." Mira's hands shook. The old lady she served toast and tea to wasn't just a lonely senior. She was someone powerful. Someone important. Someone with a secret. And now, her life was about to change forever. Mira followed the bodyguards outside, where a black limousine waited, shining like a silent giant in front of the diner's flickering neon sign. Everyone inside pressed against the windows in disbelief. Some whispered she was in trouble, others thought she had rich relatives. But the truth was far stranger. As the car moved through the city, they passed skyscrapers, gated mansions, landmarks. They didn't stop until they reached an enormous estate surrounded by gardens, fountains, and guards. It looked like a palace, not a home. The old woman was waiting by the entrance, not weak this time, not frail. She stood tall, surrounded by staff, her eyes gentle yet carrying authority that could silence a room. Mira froze. You live here?" she whispered. The woman smiled softly. "My dear child, I own this entire property, and many more." She wasn't just wealthy. She was one of the city's most powerful philanthropists and business magnates, known publicly only by her corporate name. The world recognized her fortune, no one recognized her face anymore. "I come to your diner because it's the only place I felt human," the woman said. "Not a billionaire. Not a brand. Just a tired old lady who wanted warmth. And you gave me what money never could." Myra's eyes filled with tears. Then one lawyer handed Myra another envelope. Inside was a legally stamped document. Myra gasped, a full scholarship in her name to a world-renowned fashion school, living expenses covered, plus a personal grant to support her journey. "I can't accept this, you earned it," the woman stopped her. "Kindness is never small. Kind hearts deserve doors to open." Before Myra could speak, the woman pulled her into a soft embrace. "When I was young, someone believed in me when I had nothing. Now I do the same." Myra sobbed, overwhelmed. "I just gave you tea and toast." "No," the woman smiled. "You gave me dignity." Then the woman turned to her staff and announced, "From today, she is under my protection. Whatever she dreams, help her build." Myra stepped back, wiping her eyes, heart full. As she left that mansion, she didn't walk. She floated, her future finally shining. And the next morning at the diner? People didn't just look at her. They stared, amazed, curious, shocked. Her manager rushed to her, suddenly sweet. "Myra, you're still coming to work, right?" Myra smiled politely. "Life is moving now. Faster than you expected." Outside, the limousine waited again. And as she stepped in, she looked into the camera, imagining her viewers watching her story, and whispered, "Kindness comes back. Believe. Never stop doing good, even when no one's watching." Then she smiled. And hey, if this story touched your heart, make sure to subscribe, because this channel tells the stories the world forgets. The door closed, the car drove away, and Myra's new life began.